Justin Gaethje, Paddy Pimblett, UFC 324. Let's start from the bottom. Let's start from all the way at the bottom. Ty Miller picking up a last-second knockout in the first round over Adam Fugitt. Adam Fuckit. That's right. Ty Miller, the youngster, the Dana White Contender Series alum, picked up a massive first-round finish over Adam Fugitt. Was piecing him up for the entire 5 minutes, but that last second remained on the clock, and Ty Miller put him down with one last shot. And the referee steps in, stops the action, waves it off, and it's all said and done. Adam Fugitt, see you later, buddy. Ty Miller's here to stay. Meanwhile, one of the best interviewers, I don't know, both, maybe neither, I don't know. You might like it, you might not. That is Josh Hockett, big stud, big star, heavyweight fighter, took out Denzel Freeman with ease. With 1 second left to go on the clock, that's 2 in a row with just 1 second. Buzzer beaters all throughout the entire card. That's right, round one finish again here. Josh Hockett gets the job done. Not morbidly obese, just regular obesity here for Josh Hockett, the former wrestler turned football player, now turned MMA fighter. Got some good hands, got some good power. Put it on Denzel Freeman. This was not going to be a sparring session like last time, Denzel. Josh Hockett came to fight, he came to win, time to put on a pace, and he did just that. He's moving up the ranks, calling out Waldo Cortez Acosta. I say, run it, but unfortunately for him, Waldo Cortez Acosta, he's a bit ahead of him in the rankings. Meanwhile, we talk about a little bit ahead. Alex Perez, this guy didn't have to cut weight. He started this one way ahead of a large, massive flyweight that is Charles Johnson, who's taking out every prospect left, right, and center. But when it comes to a veteran fighter like Alex Perez, Charles Johnson just had absolutely nothing for him. Alex Perez came out like a bat out of hell. This dude got a first-round finish himself. I mean, absolutely insane. This guy, he's got a wrestling background, but in this one, didn't need a bit of it. He threw hands, and he threw them quick, fast, and right to the dome of Charles Johnson. Put away the guy. Sorry, it's Charles Johnson. Sorry, buddy. You're going to have to go back into that bank account, get another fight, get back in there next month. I mean, this is what you have to do when you're trying to support and provide for your family. Respect to Charles Johnson. I'm proud and happy to say that he did get 25% of the purse of Alex Perez. Alex Perez is a very highly paid fighter for what he provides. If he can get to the cage, he's probably going to miss weight. Unfortunately, this was his last fight on his contract, and despite getting a first-round knockout, he might be going straight to the PFL. You know what? If you can't make weight, if you can't show up to fights, doesn't matter if you get finishes. Might be time to send you packing. I don't know, but Nikita Krylov, this guy ain't going anywhere soon. I thought he was. I thought Modi was going to do it. I thought Bukowskis was on the rise, but unfortunately, this guy might be completely stupid, might be a complete idiot because he only threw 2 punches the entire time. Jab right in, jab right in, jab hook, jab hook. I mean, listen, it got there a couple of times, but it did not land fully and flush enough to put down Nikita the Minor Krylov. I don't know. What was this name change, Nikita? Anyway, Nikita Krylov runs it back, goes back to 2019. He's getting another finish in a fight in 2026. Can you freaking believe it? Nikita Krylov, he might be back and better than ever. The title run starts now for the minor. Meanwhile, a guy who was somehow nearly a minor himself, Ateba Gautier, only 23 years old. He picked up another win, but it was a bit lackluster. Andre Puliev, not been too impressive. A bit of a can. He was meant to be crushed. However, Ateba Gautier struggled in moments because this guy's chin is unlike anything I've ever seen. Puliev, absolutely insane chin. This guy lasted and survived somehow to the bell and unanimously decided that Ateba Gautier put on a beating that he had not put on any other man, or at least I thought that another man could not survive this. Andre Puliev did in fact survive, did in fact make it to the bell, did not get the win, but the prospect of all prospects, the dangerous Cameroonian by way of England, didn't have quite enough punch, didn't have that Ngannou power to put away Puliev in any of these rounds. It goes to decision, gained some valuable cage time, but other than that, not a lot to talk about. This guy's a little bit basic, a little bit fundamental. in his striking. Maybe we need to get back in the gym. Maybe we need to get back sparring. Don't take too many fights. You do need to develop. You do need to grow in your skills and get things going. And meanwhile, very skillful fighter here is Umar Nurmagomedov. Now, this was a fight. It was all right. It had its moments. Very high level, very technical, very fun to watch. In moments. They had their moments. Figgy almost got himself a finish, nearly rocked Umar at one point. But listen, Umar Nurmagomedov, the third round rolled around. He decided to sit in half guard, ride it out, nut ride like they do. You know the types. Striking background, got good wrestling, fundamentals. Guess who's in his corner? Habib's in the corner, Islam's in the corner, everybody's in the corner. They're there to support the boy. And unfortunately, this guy got a huge win in a top 5 matchup in the bantamweight division. Is not going to get a title shot because you put on a boring performance like that, you put on a little bit of a lackluster performance against an older fighter, you're probably not getting that title shot. Might have to fight Sung Yudong and Sean O'Malley on the same night if you want to try and get a title shot against Peter Yan. And meanwhile, Murad Walsh might be getting that title shot. Sean O'Malley didn't get a finish either. Neither bantamweight contender on the big-time show on Paramount Plus, the era of the Paramount Plus. It began tonight, but neither bantamweight star on the card managed to get a finish. So might be going back to Merab. Might be Peter Yan and Merab in a rematch. But what I will say is the next fight, it certainly delivered the all-action fight of the night. We thought this one was going to be good, and it delivered. Gene Silva started slow, started methodical, started out careful. Let Arnold Allen work his way into the fight, which he needed to do. He's been off for 18 months. He did pretty damn well. We all feel bad for Arnold Allen. Of course, he picked up a loss in this one. Gene Silva got it done. The power. It just is unbearable. The pressure is unbearable. The craziness, the chaos is unbearable from Gene Silva. Picks up rounds 2 and 3, walks away with a victory here. The dude is absolutely insane, shedding tears in the cage during the fight, pissed off that Arnold Allen is not giving him the high five that he's deserved his entire life. Somehow this was very personal for Gene Silva. Arnold Allen, I mean, he was doing his thing. You know, that head kick right into the jab, right into the straight was looking clean, crisp, and great throughout the first round and a half. Then Gene Silva found his rhythm. Stayed patient, hung in there, stayed composed. When he's composed, he's dangerous. When he's wild, you can take advantage of it. He got wild in the correct moments, right? He stayed patient, stayed composed until it was time to bring the chaos, hone the chaos, and unleash it. And that's exactly what he did. Picked up a win. Decision, another decision, lots of decisions in a row here. Didn't like seeing that. We had a lot of finishes to start the card. It is the curse. The MMA gods cannot provide us with both good prelims and good main card. Prelims were fantastic. As they progressed, though, got a little bit slower, got a little bit less interesting. And that brings us to my wife, the perfect MMA babe, Natalia Silva. Did she win this fight? Technically, yes, but not really. And it was not a lot to write home about, but I will say she did come out fighting in the third round. She did come out aggressive. I liked that. Beyond that, not much to say. That's pretty much it. But. Waldo Cortez Acosta. This guy absolutely, what did he do? Touch Derek Lewis on the chin? Derek Lewis fell over, gave up? Come on, Derek. Not again. Don't be a sore loser. But it's what he does. It's Derek Lewis. It's Waldo Cortez Acosta, the younger, faster, stronger, more powerful guy probably at this point. Derek Lewis, 40 years old. Rolled over, gave up. They fought for a couple minutes, and then that was pretty much it. It played out pretty much exactly how I thought it was going to play out. 2 obese heavyweights going after it, getting after it. On the first Paramount Plus card. That is to be expected. But what was not expected was that Sean O'Malley would actually come away the stronger fighter in the third round. The cleaner, better fighter in the third round. Yeah, that's right. This one was close throughout. Sung Yudong definitely had his moments in the second. But the third round rolled along. And Sean O'Malley was just running downhill. He had all the momentum on his side. Was piecing up Sung Yudong as it went through. Beautiful knee, capitalized in the moments in which Song Yadong was waiting, trying to wade in. I mean, the good footwork on both sides of the equation. Song Yadong had his moments, like I said, but Sean O'Malley, he's just so damn fast. When he's flowing in there, when he's got a striker in front of him that's not looking to wrestle or clinch too much, there's really nobody better. There's nobody faster when this guy's in the striking realm, right? If this was just some basic striking matchup, and that's all that he ever had to face in the UFC, he'd be cleaning up everybody. But unfortunately for him, there are guys like Merab Dvalishvili out there. There are guys like Umar Nurmagomedov out there who are probably going to wipe the floor with Sean O'Malley because their grappling is fantastic. And Sean's isn't quite there. He's frail. Unfortunately, the broken ankle. Not a good look after the fight. Got the win. Nearly got a finish in the third round. We don't know how that one could have gone if it went all 5 rounds. Would have been nice to see that as a co-main event of a huge pay-per-view, premium live event, whatever you're going to call it. But good for Sean O'Malley. Picked up a win. Another decision. Lots of decisions throughout this main card. But I will say, the last and final fight on the card, the last and final fight of the night did deliver in the greatest way possible. Maybe the best, worst fight of all time. I described this earlier as a terrible movie that you love to watch, that you cannot get enough of. A guilty pleasure fight. That was this one. The sloppiest title fight I have ever seen. The vacant, well, not so vacant, the interim lightweight strap, the highest of the high, the most technical of all technique, was Justin Gaethje, Paddy Pimblett in an all-out slugfest in which they were winging shots back and forth, throwing all kinds of power into every single shot. They were both gassed after the first 2 minutes of this fight. Paddy nearly finished multiple times. Justin Gaethje capitalizing on those moments, but he's swinging, he's whiffing. Paddy Pimblett's cracking him back. Not an easy day out for either man, for either guy. Sloppy, terrible technique, winging shots back and forth, but damn did I have fun watching it. Damn was I on my feet by the end of this one applauding it. I mean, 2 guys just went to absolute war. 2 guys that were just winging shots, no defense whatsoever, too tired to keep their hands up, throwing spinning back fists, spinning elbows, flying knees. None of it landed, of course, but damn, that was one of the fights of all time. One of the fights of all time. UFC 324 is in the books. You guys let me know in the comments down below what your favorite fight was. Again, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's do the thing. Keep this thing moving. Keep this thing growing. Maybe we'll get there one day. Maybe not. Maybe we don't deserve that quite yet. That's okay. It's only UFC 324. Of course, the big winners, of course, Justin Gaethje and the superstar Sean O'Malley getting back in the win column with a huge win over Song Yadong. Some ladies were there on the card. One ladies fight was the biggest stinker of the night. Meanwhile, Umar Nurmagomedov likely going to get snubbed. Likely won't get a title shot. But you know what? Who will be getting a title shot? Justin freaking Gaethje against Ilia Topuria. We're happy to see our guy win, but disappointed and a bit sad and a bit depressed that it will not be on his shoulder for very long, around his waist for very long. Ilia Topuria is coming back, and it's going to be bad. It's going to be a massacre. Poor Justin Gaethje. I'll leave it at that. You guys have a good one. Don't forget, like I said, like, share, comment, subscribe. Do the whole thing so we can keep this thing going. Stay active because I'd like to do just that. You guys have a good night. Stay healthy. Stay happy out there. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.